valuable to our industry partners for jobs, and so some of our students that we highlighted in the video have already been hired in the dairy processing industries as we speak.
Well, Dr. Carter, it's been fun to learn about all these great things being done by your students, and I'm really proud of the MTSU Creamery, proud that I can get the chocolate milk in more places. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue.
Your MTSU Alumni Association has a goal of placing this pin on the lapel of all those who call this campus theirs. Let's pass that tradition on.
Let's pass it on.
Middle Tennessee football is back. The 2017 season will be a season controlled by effort, attitude, toughness, and turnovers. True Blue fans, the Blue Raiders need your support this year. Tickets are on sale now. Visit goblueraiders.com/tickets and get yours today. Middle Tennessee football, our town, our team.
It's more than a school, more than textbooks and classes, more than lightning bolts and a diploma. It's a pride in who you are and where you're going. From my Baby Raider days to my collegiate years, from the White House to Congress, I've never stopped being proud in where I call home.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass it on.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. On August 21st, a total solar eclipse will be visible along a narrow path in the continental United States, from Salem, Oregon to Charleston, South Carolina, and right through the heart of Tennessee. This total solar eclipse will be visible on the campus of MTSU for the first time in over 500 years. To mark this occasion and also to showcase our College of Basic and Applied Sciences, the Department of Physics and Astronomy will be hosting a viewing event on our campus on Eclipse Day, as well as several outreach efforts before the event. Here to share our plans is Dr. Ron Henderson, Chair of Physics and Astronomy, and welcome to Out of the Blue.
Thank you for having me.
So, once in a lifetime is an understatement for this, right?
This is true. This is one of the few times it actually fits the statement.
Yeah, so if we miss this one, when's the next one?
Well, so there are eclipses somewhere on Earth about every 18 months. To get them at a particular spot, that's what, because the eclipses are so small and so brief, that's where the time span comes in. So the next one here in Murfreesboro, it'll be in about another 500 years.
So you better catch this one now, right?
This is a good one to catch.
The path that we described from Salem to Charleston, it's a very narrow path when you consider the length that the eclipse will travel, but the totality is very, very small. You could be in Murfreesboro and not see the totality completely, right? In other words, it wouldn't get completely dark, correct?
That's right. We have a link on the MTSU Eclipse website where you can see from NASA the projections of exactly where the shadow will be. If you live on the southern edge, and if you're in Rockvale or Christiana, you're not in the path of totality. And so I'd really hope that anyone interested in the eclipse will take the effort to see if the place they want to be is in that path.
So MTSU is in the totality, in the path, and we'll have darkness for how long?
About 50 seconds.
When I say darkness, tell me what that means.
So the eclipse is all about the shadow of the moon. And as you said, that shadow, which is about 70 miles wide, is going to be moving across the country at about 1,500 miles per hour. And so here in Murfreesboro, we're a little bit on the edge, meaning that instead of the full 2.5 minutes that you might see in the center of the shadow, we're going to be about 50 seconds. And so what will happen is the eclipse will really begin just a minute before noon, and that's when we have first contact. So if you have the proper viewing glasses, you can look towards the sun and see that the disk of the moon is just encroaching on the disk of the sun. And then from noon until totality, around 1:30, we'll just see that the moon is biting into more and more and more of the sun. And so that can be viewed with the eclipse glasses. But then at that moment, at about 1:30, for those 50 seconds, will be the only time that it's safe to remove your glasses and then look at the sun without any protection. And for that 50 seconds for us, it really will seem like nighttime. Dark enough that planets will be visible, stars will be visible. It'll be a really remarkable event.
You've mentioned the glasses, and we're so honored that Turner Construction, the folks that built our science building, donated money for us to purchase glasses, not only for our on-campus event, but for the Department of Physics and Astronomy to distribute glasses and lesson plans to area schools. Why don't you talk a little bit about that effort?
So we're able, through Turner's donation, to purchase enough of these Eclipse glasses for every student in the Murfreesboro City School System and in the Rutherford County School Systems. In addition, we're wanting to make sure that all the teachers are as equipped as possible to talk about the eclipse with their students. So we've done some training. We've made 2 or 3 trips to Murfreesboro City Schools and talked with their teachers and their principals. And we are also going to have 2 events on campus on August 3rd and August 10th. Around 4 and 4:30 in the afternoon, we're going to have on-campus training also for these teachers. And then one step further is to make available some curriculum. And we have both of those available, and they'll be on our Eclipse website as well.
So we've delivered the glasses and the lesson plans to the schools, and obviously for those who haven't received glasses from the schools, we're inviting folks to come to our campus. And why don't we walk through a little bit about our plans for Eclipse Day here at MTSU.
Wherever you plan to be on that day, arrive early. Because in addition to the normal population of Tennessee, we expect upwards of 4 million people to drive north and to drive south. Because anyone who's outside the path of totality that's interested in science is going to try to get in the path of totality. And Murfreesboro is right on the southern edge, and so people from Alabama, for instance, are probably coming our way.
So don't wait till the last second to figure out where you want to go.
So we'll have festivities basically on campus from about starting at about 11 a.m. And one of the things that will happen is we'll have some live music, a band and a stage happening out here in front of the science building. In addition, we're going to set up places where astronomers and astronomy students can interact with the public. So we'll have a number of telescopes set up.
And at 12:30,
Scott Sager here with RTC TV4. So let's kick it over to them and see what we can do. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
I know our event ends at 1:40.
Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Test 1 2 2 2 3 3 2 1. Test 1 2 test 1 2. Should be good.
Would you like to prepare students for the future and carry on the legacy of your favorite teachers? Middle Tennessee State University education students explore proven instructional methods and discover innovative tools and approaches that are changing the way children learn. Our graduates' extensive student teaching experience makes them highly sought after by schools throughout the Southeast. This is just one community among many. Explore all that MTSU has to offer, devoted to student success. Middle Tennessee State University.
Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University. The Department of Electronic Media Communication has a new name starting this fall and a new focus. We discuss this change with Billy Pittard, chair of the new Department of Media Arts. MTSU's award-winning chocolate milk, long a favorite on our campus, can now
Well, hi folks, Scott Sager here with you, RTC TV4. Today's a big day. It's going to be about 500 years before we get an eclipse this beautiful and this full across the Northern Hemisphere. So we've partnered here at RTC with MTSU, that's Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro. And they've partnered with NASA as well. They're in a direct line with the solar eclipse, as you see the maps going all the way from the northwest of the United States all the way to the east coast. And because of their unique situation, they've shared this video feed with us. You're going to have some NASA commentators, as well as NASA footage, as well as MTSU professors explaining the solar eclipse and all that's happening there. In addition, RTC's partnered with Rochester High School. We'll be over there today with some live feeds to see what the students are doing. Hopefully hear from a science teacher and some of the students about the eclipse in this historic day, so to speak. So we're glad to be with you. The feed from MTSU doesn't really start until 12:30, but we've got started, or excuse me, 1:30 Indiana time. So we've got some time here. We'll bounce in and out of the studio, talk about what's happening, as well as putting it back over to the MTSU. So we're going to do that now. Again, Scott Sager, glad you could join us. If you're one of the students watching, it's a great day. Pay attention to your teachers. You have to be careful with this type of thing. You can't look at the sun just directly to see this. So hopefully by providing this feed to the schools here, we're able to keep the kids safe a little bit. But we encourage everybody to share this feed. It's on our website, rtc4.com, as well as live on Channel 4 and 304 in HD. So we'll kick you over to MTSU. They're having some conversations right now, but they'll start up about 1:30 with the production. So hopefully we'll have a good show for you here today.
Accreditation to something that allowed us to be more flexible with our curriculum. But we also moved the multimedia journalism program, we moved that over to the School of Journalism where it really should be. And from there, we've been doing a lot of other changes as well, including creating new freestanding degrees within the department.
Well, let's talk about those degrees.
Last year, we actually converted our animation program to a freestanding Bachelor of Science degree. It is now accredited by NASAD, by the way. We've also converted our video and film production program to a freestanding Bachelor of Science degree as well. That goes into effect right now, this fall. And we've also converted what was formerly called New Media Communication to a freestanding Bachelor of Science degree and changed the name to Interactive Media.
Now, a lot of these changes not only reflect the name Media Arts, the creativity, but you mentioned the new interactive media. That really is a reflection of the fact that the times are changing. You're teaching the type of stuff that we need to know about having conversations on different platforms. Right?
So the interactive media program takes basically all of these things that have ever existed, text, pictures, graphics, moving video, sound, and puts them all together with a layer of interactivity. So you're talking about user interface design, user experience design, and pulling it all together. It's probably the most robust form of media that mankind has ever seen, literally. Wow. And I know that's a big statement, but I totally believe it's true. And it's very exciting. We've just created a new lab for that department. We call it the Media Arts Lab. I'd also say it is the most interdisciplinary of all of our programs because it literally touches everything.
So let's get back to the animation major. My understanding in talking to our information technology folks here on campus is the computer equipment they're going to be using in that major are really on par of what you would find at Pixar, Walt Disney Studios, other animation companies.
I mean, you know, technology is what enables all of this. So you really have to have the right gear. So what we've done is we've replaced all the computers, all the workstations that the students work on. They're actually done to the best specifications of Autodesk Maya, the maker of the primary software that we use in that program. We have been extremely busy just upgrading all of our facilities, actually.
And you know, facilities are great and computers are a necessity and they're great too.
They are.
But the heart of your program is, the faculty is your heart of the program.
Bet. Yeah.
There are a lot of distinguished faculty members that are guiding this instruction. Why don't you talk a little bit about them?
Well, our philosophy with faculty is we're looking for people who have not only the academic credentials, but also have hands-on real-world experience. And so that blend is that's where the magic comes from.
The department is going to be celebrating an anniversary in 2018, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our 30th anniversary of the formation of the department.
Right.
We have the largest, longest running, most comprehensive program for creative media in the state and in the region.
I've admired the work of your department in the old name and in the new name because the department has such a great story to tell. You have events where you showcase your students' works, and why don't you talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, it's so important. So we've placed monitors around the college so that people see it on a daily basis, and so that's what that does. But then, annually, every May, we pull together a sampling of the best of the year. We go to Nashville, we rent out the Belcourt Theater.
It's a big show.
It's a big show.
And it's called?
It's called First Look.
Mm-hmm.
And we go there and we invite the industry in to come and take a look. It's a terrific thing. It's so wonderful to see that work up on the big screen with the digital cinema quality projection and the digital cinema quality sound. It blows us away.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the wonderful photography program you have, the Baldwin Photographic Gallery, a real jewel on our campus in the Bragg building, and then also the $1.7 million mobile production lab, which we've taken with us to Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival, a lot of live production, including MTSU athletics, and recently an award, a pretty big award, right?
That's right. For the second time, this team of students has won the award for the most outstanding student-produced sports broadcast in the nation. So we're really honored and proud to see the students excel that way.
Everybody was proud of that, and we're proud of you. You're a proud graduate of MTSU, coming home to run this program after considerable professional success on your own in this field. So, Billy Pittard, thank you, the chair of the Department of Media Arts.
So glad to hear that come out of your mouth. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue.
Hey MTSU Fly Peeps, Bernice Fly Girl Armor coming back at you. Education's the gateway to the American dream. The two proudest days of my life was walking across the stage, becoming a Nashville police officer, and across the parade deck, becoming a United States Marine. MTSU was the gateway to my American dream. Go Blue Raiders, cleared high.
Middle Tennessee football is back. The 2017 season will be a season controlled by effort, attitude, toughness, and turnovers. True Blue fans, the Blue Raiders need your support this year. Tickets are on sale now. Visit goblueraiders.com/tickets and get yours today. Middle Tennessee football, our town, our team.
I love Middle Tennessee. This is a place that helped me solidify my career plans. It's where I made lifelong friendships.
Well, Scott Sager here. We're back at RTC Studios. We're waiting for the MTSU feed to start off right at 1:30. It's 12:30 down in Murfreesboro right now. We've got Tim Wagner headed over to Rochester High School, where we're going to have a live feed of what their science classes are doing. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself, but we'll kick you back over to the MTSU feed. And again, this is going to be a great feed. We're going to have some NASA footage as well as footage from the MTSU Observatory and the astronomers and professors of astronomy down there talking about what's happening and why this is such a special event. So bear with us. We'll be back on the air over at Rochester High School, roughly 1:20, 1:30, somewhere in there. And then tomorrow, tune in. We'll have some great footage of Tippecanoe Valley Middle School and all the fun stuff they're doing for their day. So thanks for being with us here at RTC. We'll kick it back over to the MTSU feed, and we'll see how that goes.
Jessica Carter, director of the school, joins us today to talk about the newly branded MTSU Creamery. So welcome to Out of the Blue.
Thank you very much.
So we had a big party this summer where we announced the new MTSU Creamery label, and we also said you can get the milk at a lot of locations. Talk about that.
Yes, we had a very big day on June the 21st. You were there, and it was a packed house with our friends, alumni, students, faculty, staff. We're so proud now that our milk is being sold locally in Murfreesboro at Hattie Jane's Creamery, Rutherford Farmers Cooperative, at Las Casas Feed Store, and also at City Cafe. As well as here on campus, the bookstore has been selling our milk since the event, the pod stores through Airmark, and Dwight's Mini Mart.
So what all this means is I can get it at some great places and finally take it to go, right? I mean, that's exciting.
It's very exciting. Yes, our customers want to be able to take their milk home with them and share it with their families, and so with the pints, and then we hope to be doing more half gallons and gallons.
Well, I know it's a pride point for the campus. Dr. McPhee made a big deal about having sampling the first bottle at the ceremony with you.
Yes.
And it was a wonderful occasion. We've got a great video to show you today where we'll walk you through the process of the MTSU Creamery and all the great work of the School of Agribusiness and Agriscience.
My name is Jessie. I work for the MTSU Dairy Farm unit. We currently have 51 cows here on the farm. We have a mixture of Jersey cows and Holstein cows. Our day starts very early. We milk at 5 a.m. and then 4 in the afternoon. When we bring the cows into the parlor, the first thing that we do is we take our pre-dip, which is a peroxide base, and we dip all 4 teats. We leave it on for approximately 30 seconds, and we take 1 paper towel per cow, and we wipe off the teats to clean the udder, so that way it's sanitized and clean before the milkers go on. Then we strip the cows. We strip the udder to make sure that the milk is clear, to make sure there are no clumps in it, and to make sure that it's ready to go. Once the cow is sanitized and stripped, we hook the milkers up. The milkers are automatic, so once the cow is below a pound per minute and it's milking, it will automatically detach. And then after all 8 cows in the row are done, we use a iodine post dip. And what that does is that seals and conditions the teat. After all 8 cows in the row are done, they are free to go back to the pack where they have their choice of eating all the food they want, drinking all the water they want, and they can sleep throughout the day. It's a pretty good life for a cow. And once all 51 cows are milked, all the milk will go into the tank, and then the MTSU Creamery crew will come and pick up all the milk.
My name is Christina Davis, and my responsibility for the creamery is to haul the milk. So I am certified through the state of Tennessee as a sampler weighmaster in order to be able to legally haul milk in the state of Tennessee. We take anywhere from 1,500 to 3,800 pounds of milk. So our truck can haul 3,800 pounds of milk, which is about 440 gallons. So when I arrive at the farm to pick up the milk, I will visually inspect the milk to make sure that it is of good quality. I'm gonna hook up the truck to the tank at the farm, pump the milk from the tank to the truck, and then I take that milk back to the processing plant, and then they test it there for antibiotics before we process it.
Hi, my name is Marissa Lopez, and I am the Student Milk Plant Manager here at MTSU Milk Processing Plant. So we start our mornings here at 7 a.m. Once the milk arrives here at the plant, we have students that are certified through the state of Tennessee, and they are certified to test for antibiotics in the milk, and we'll start processing. So we'll start by bringing in the milk to our plant through separator, and we'll separate it out to cream and skim. And then once that happens, we'll bring it in to get homogenized and then pasteurized. And then once it's pasteurized, it gets put into our finished product tank, and we'll bag it. and sell it to our cafeterias here on campus. We do bottle. We have an automated 2-valve filler, and we just have to flip a switch that'll send the milk on over to the valve filler. We'll have 3 students that will be helping run that filler, and one will be taking the bottles and putting it on the conveyor for the bottles to be filled. We'll have another student who will be monitoring the fill rate of the bottles and making sure that they're filled all the way. And then we'll have another student taking the bottles off and putting them in the cooler. And we'll be selling those bottles on the campus at the POD venues, and then also at some local venues around campus.
So I really enjoy the fact that I get to deliver milk that's made on campus by students, that's milked by students, and produced with the type of customer and quality care that's good for the customer, that actually involves them and gives them the ability to, anytime they want, to come out to the farm and learn more about agriculture. And this product is just a small staple and a small footprint of what we can do to actually encourage students and encourage faculty and people who don't have any easy access to agriculture to come out and really experience it and start to fall in love with it, kind of the way I have.
This farm is a huge benefit to coming to school here, because the hands-on experience that you gain here, you can't get anywhere else. I would never have this opportunity if I was at another college or university, and I've learned so much from it, and I love the hard work and everything that I've gotten to do. I wouldn't be able to milk cows or drive a tractor or drive a skid steer or learn how to wrap hay or feed hay if I wasn't at MTSU. And this farm, I love it so much. It's been an awesome opportunity to work at it and learn from it and just enjoy it.
We're very fortunate here at MTSU to have the MTSU Creamery available to our students for their experiential learning purposes while they're here on this campus. It's a great opportunity for students. This is something that Northern University has in the state. It's something that we offer to them not only as a job, but also with the classes that they're in, where they can come and be a part of this and understand what the industry is expecting. They can understand the science behind the production of milk. They can understand where it comes from as far as the dairy farm is concerned, coming from the cows, and how we run it through the system to make it safe for everyone to drink. And then we're able to send it out to the university, and to the campus, and to the community, and many of our students.
Well, hello, Scott Sager with you again, RTC TV4. Hopefully you can hear me a little better. Don't have to turn it up too much. We'll raise that up just a little for you. So we're waiting here for the MTSU feed from the solar eclipse. We should have that on shortly. We've also got a camera operator, producer Tim Wagner over at Rochester High School. We'll be pulling some footage from there live as well. So stay tuned as we learn a little bit about the creamery down at MTSU.
Real product. We're trying to not only develop them with skills that they can take with them, but also as individuals. And coming here and having the opportunity to work from this plant is just something that that they can take with them for many years to come.
So Dr. Carter, the video really did a great job of showing the experience your students get. Talk about how this really helps them get ready to find work and employment at dairies and other operations across the state and the nation.
Our farm laboratory is a really big asset for our program, and so our students get hands-on learning from the time they start at MTSU by working at the farm. And so they're getting hands-on with the animals in the production of the milk, with the care and handling of those animals, with the crops, you name it. And then there are also some of those same students coming to campus and working in the milk plant or the creamery. Mm-hmm. And so that makes those students very valuable to our industry partners for jobs. And so some of our students that we highlighted in the video have already been hired in the dairy processing industries as we speak.
Well, Dr. Carter, it's been fun to learn about all these great things being done by your students, and I'm really proud of the MTSU Creamery. Proud that I can get the chocolate milk in more places. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue.
Your MTSU Alumni Association has a goal of placing this pin on the lapel of all those who call this campus theirs. Let's pass that tradition on.
Let's pass it on.
Middle Tennessee football is back. The 2017 season will be a season controlled by effort, attitude, toughness, and turnovers. True Blue fans, the Blue Raiders need your support this year. Tickets are on sale now. Visit goblueraiders.com/tickets and get yours today. Middle Tennessee football, our town, our team.
It's more than a school, more than textbooks and classes, more than lightning bolts and a diploma. It's a pride in who you are and where you're going. From my Baby Raider days to my collegiate years, from the White House to Congress, I've never stopped being proud in where I call home.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass it on.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. On August 21st, a total solar eclipse will be visible along a narrow path in the continental United States, from Salem, Oregon to Charleston, South Carolina, and right through the heart of Tennessee. This total solar eclipse will be visible on the campus of MTSU for the first time in over 500 years. To mark this occasion and also to showcase our College of Basic and Applied Sciences, the Department of Physics and Astronomy will be hosting a viewing event on our campus on Eclipse Day, as well as several outreach efforts before the event. Here to share our plans is Dr. Ron Henderson, Chair of Physics and Astronomy, and welcome to Out of the Blue.
Thank you for having me.
So, once in a lifetime is an understatement for this, right?
This is true. This is one of the few times it actually fits the statement.
Yeah, so if we miss this one, when's the next one?
Well, so there are eclipses somewhere on Earth about every 18 months. To get them at a particular spot, that's what, because the eclipses are so small and so brief, that's where the time span comes in. So the next one here in Murfreesboro, it'll be in about another 500 years.
So you better catch this one now, right?
This is a good one to catch.
The path that we described from Salem to Charleston, it's a very narrow path when you consider the length that the eclipse will travel, but the totality is very, very small. You could be in Murfreesboro and not see the totality completely, right? In other words, it wouldn't get completely dark, correct?
That's right. We have a link on the MTSU Eclipse website where you can see from NASA the projections of exactly where the shadow will be. If you live on the southern edge, and if you're in Rockvale or Christiana, you're not in the path of totality. And so I'd really hope that anyone interested in the eclipse will take the effort to see if the place they want to be is in that path.
So MTSU is in the totality, in the path, and we'll have darkness for how long?
About 50 seconds.
When I say darkness, tell me what that means.
So the eclipse is all about the shadow of the moon. And as you said, that shadow, which is about 70 miles wide, is going to be moving across the country at about 1,500 miles per hour. And so here in Murfreesboro, we're a little bit on the edge, meaning that instead of the full 2.5 minutes that you might see in the center of the shadow, we're going to be about 50 seconds. And so what will happen is the eclipse will really begin just a minute before noon, and that's when we have first contact. So if you have the proper viewing glasses, you can look towards the sun and see that the disk of the moon is just encroaching on the disk of the sun. And then from noon until totality, around 1:30, we'll just see that the moon is biting into more and more and more of the sun. And so that can be viewed with the eclipse glasses. But then at that moment, at about 1:30, for those 50 seconds, will be the only time that it's safe to remove your glasses and then look at the sun without any protection. And for that 50 seconds for us, it really will seem like nighttime. Dark enough that planets will be visible, stars will be visible. It'll be a really remarkable event.
You mentioned the glasses, and we're so honored that Turner Construction, the folks that built our science building, donated money for us to purchase glasses, not only for our on-campus event, but for the Department of Physics and Astronomy to distribute glasses and lesson plans to area schools. Why don't you talk a little bit about that effort?
So we're able, through Turner's donation, to purchase enough of these Eclipse glasses for every student in the Murfreesboro City School System and in the Rutherford County School Systems. In addition, we're wanting to make sure that all the teachers are as equipped as possible to talk about the Eclipse with their students. So we've done some training. We've made 2 or 3 trips to Murfreesboro City Schools and talked with their teachers and their principals. And we are also going to have 2 events on campus. On August 3rd and August 10th, around 4 and 4:30 in the afternoon, we're going to have on-campus training also for these teachers. And then one step further is to make available some curriculum. And we have both of those available, and they'll be on our Eclipse website as well.
So we've delivered the glasses and the lesson plans to the schools. And obviously, for those who haven't received glasses from the schools, we're inviting folks to come to our campus. And why don't we walk through a little bit about our plans for Eclipse Day here at MTSU.
Wherever you plan to be on that day, arrive early. Because in addition to the normal population of Tennessee, we expect upwards of 4 million people to drive north and to drive south. Because anyone who's outside the path of totality that's interested in science is going to try to get in the path of totality. And Murfreesboro is right on the southern edge, and so people from Alabama, for instance, are probably coming our way.
So don't wait till the last second to figure out where you want to go.
So we'll have festivities basically on campus from about starting at about 11 a.m. And one of the things that will happen is we'll have some live music, a band and a stage happening out here in front of the science building. In addition, we're going to set up places where astronomers and astronomy students can interact with the public. So we'll have a number of telescopes set up.
And at 12:30, I believe, you and I are going to be on stage, and we're going to have a science show, right? Well, we'll talk about what's about to be visible to us in Murfreesboro, but we'll be talking through some of the science and what's happening elsewhere in the path of the eclipse, a chance to really kind of put it all into context, right?
Exactly. And I think the fact that we have an eclipse is a great way to reach out to the public, because not everyone knows why we have an eclipse. When we're on the stage show, we'll really be able to kind of intimate all these details in a way that's very interesting to the public.
And once it's over, it'll be over, right? I know our event ends at 1:45, but really, once it starts to get light, it's probably just going to be the end of the fun, right?
That's probably the end of the fun. The end of the eclipse will actually happen at 2:55.
And you're going to be studying it the whole time, right?
We'll stay here the whole time. And so the period from noon to 1:30, that hour and a half, will be approaching totality. We'll have the darkness, and then things will start to wind down. But still, from 1:30 until 2:55, if you have the proper eyewear, you can look towards the sun and say, yeah, the eclipse is still happening.
Well, Dr. Henderson, I think it's going to be a great event. And tell everybody the website again.
So it's www.mtsu.edu/eclipse.
And the website will have the updated schedule, some of the lesson plans, some videos, right, that your department has done
That's correct.
On all of this.
There'll be plans for the day, and in addition, we have some frequently asked questions in case you want to know if the eclipse is going to be visible, totality, at your house. You can go to that frequently asked questions and you can find out.
Well, thank you for joining us on Out of the Blue.
Sure, I'm glad to be here.
And this does wrap up another edition of Out of the Blue. You can find more stories and videos about the campus 24 hours a day by visiting our website, mtsunews.com. If you haven't visited the site in a bit, check it out. It's been revamped and redesigned with additional content from MTSU Magazine and all of our other publications.
MTSU first opened in 1911 as a school with the specific purpose of educating teachers. Over 100 years later, it is still a university built on excellent teaching, committed to training Tennessee's best educators.
Well, hello, Scott Sager back, RTC TV4 here in our studio. Actually, this is our lab. We've got another studio. We're glad you're with us today. We see that we've got our live feed working from Rochester High School. We'll take you there in just a few moments to see what's happening. We've got camera crews at other schools and cameras at other schools, so we'll have more for you later this week. The MTSU feed's about to kick off here, and you'll be able to get some of the best views on the planet of the solar eclipse that's happening, as well as some feeds from NASA, their observatory. There'll be some professors on. Should be a good day of education, as well as some information about this great event happening here in the United States. So, again, we'll kick it back over to MTSU here in just a moment, and then we'll go live from Rochester High School as well. So let's see what they have to offer. Thanks again for joining us here today on RTC.
Live from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, welcome to the Great Tennessee Eclipse. Here's your host, Andrew Oppman.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew Oppman, host of Out of the Blue, the monthly public affairs program of Middle Tennessee State University. Welcome to the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined coast to coast by a network of affiliate stations all the way from New Jersey to California that are going to be picking us up live. We are also on Facebook at MTSU's main Facebook page. We are also on our webpage, mtsu.edu/eclipse. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, this university is going to be in the center of the universe. Let's hear it up for that. It's an honor to be with so many great and talented people who brought this day and made this day possible. But to be honest with you, we wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for the leadership of one man who I'm about to introduce, and I hope you will give a true blue welcome to the president of Middle Tennessee State University, Dr. Sidney A. McPhee.
Good afternoon. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. Give me a true blue. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. Would like to welcome you to the beautiful campus of Middle Tennessee State University. We're pleased that you are joining us on this very special day. Isn't it exciting to be here in Tennessee, in Murfreesboro, in Rutherford County? Yes. This is a special time for us as we wait for the Great Tennessee Eclipse. Our university and this event, ladies and gentlemen, has been designated as one of the official sites of NASA, our space program in the nation, one of only 6. We're pleased to have all of you with us, but I would like to just recognize some special guests. We have 2 members from our Board of Trustees, Chairman Steve Smith and his wife, and Trustee Andy Adams and his wife, and of course, the First Lady of MTSU, Liz McPhee.
Yeah.
We also are very pleased to have several scientists from NASA, from the Huntsville Space Center that are here with us. Let's give them a true blue welcome to the great University of Middle Tennessee State University. And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from China, the Republic of China, we have the president of one of the top universities in Asia, President Zhang from Hunan Normal University. Let's welcome him to this great eclipse and his delegation. Finally, I would like to say thank you to the many MTSU faculty, staff, Professor Henderson, Professor Walls, Professor Huggins. They have done a wonderful job putting on this event, this educational, this incredible experience for you. So let's give them a round of applause, our top faculty member and scientists at MTSU. You all look beautiful out there. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. We always are pleased to have you on our campus, and I always want you to be true blue. So repeat after me. I am true blue. I can't hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Dr. McPhee. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our next speaker, I want to acknowledge the president of our student body, Ms. Courtney Brandon. Courtney, just stand and smile and wave, everybody, the president of our student body. Also up in the balcony is the student trustee of our board of trustees, Ms. Lindsay Weaver. I think she's out there somewhere. Give her a wave that way. Folks, you know one of the things that's great about this event, you all got protective sunglasses, solar glasses, not sunglasses, solar glasses. You all got protective solar glasses. A lot of places you had to buy them, but the folks that built the building over there, the $147 million science building, the folks that renovated the Davis and the Weiser-Patton science buildings over there, forming our science corridor of innovation, Turner Construction donated these glasses not only to you, but to every student on the Rutherford County and Murfreesboro school systems. I think that's pretty cool, don't you guys? Coming up to give us a brief welcome is my partner and friend, the Vice President of Turner Construction, Mr. John Gromos. Give it up for our friend, Mr. Gromos.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks so much.
Welcome, John.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What a great day. What a great day to be in Middle Tennessee. What a great day to be at MTSU specifically. I can't tell you personally how excited I am to be here with you today. What a great event. And I can't tell you professionally how proud I am to represent Turner and to enjoy the relationship that we have with MTSU to build beautiful buildings like this. But more importantly than building buildings, the thing that I value most is the fact that we have 25 MTSU graduates on our roster helping us build other buildings across Middle Tennessee. We very much respect our relationship, we value it, and we do not take it for granted. So we're so proud to be associated with this event and hope that you enjoy as much as I will the full total solar eclipse and a great day on campus. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Gromos. Turner Construction gave you the protective eyewear you're going to need to see this right now. We are 52 minutes, 6 seconds away from totality. If you want to see this, you must use your protective eyewear to look directly at the sun. You cannot use your sunglasses. You must use the Turner Construction eyewear. Hey, you know what? This is a great crowd we've got today, but on September 2nd, we're going to have another great crowd at Floyd Stadium, where our MTSU football team is going to take on a little crosstown rival called Vanderbilt University. I'd like the head coach of the Blue Raiders, Coach Rick Stockstill, to come up and say hello. Coach!
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to MTSU. This is the first time you've been here. This is a special day for everybody here, and I'd just like to take this opportunity. I hope you'll come see us play. If you live here in Murfreesboro, September 2nd, all our home games, I hope you'll come see us play. Our team deserves your support, and I appreciate everything you do for us. So I hope I see you September 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to bring up our scientists in just a couple of seconds, but there's a few more things I need to cover just from a safety standpoint. Give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, from a safety standpoint, you're going to hear me say this a couple more times, so get used to it. You cannot look at the sun unless you're wearing your protective solar glasses provided by Turner Construction. If you do not have those glasses, please go to the new science building lobby or the tent to my right, your left, and get your pair before you look at the sun. We are 50 minutes, 23 seconds away from totality. I'd like to acknowledge our other sponsors very briefly before we bring up our folks. Of course, this event is brought to you by the College of Basic and Applied Sciences under the academic leadership of Provost Mark Burns and the Dean of the college, Dr. Robert Fisher. Let's give Dean Fisher and the college a round of applause. They are our hosts.
Hey, Scott Sager back with you. We're live in our studio here at RTC. We've got a live camera feed over at Rochester High School. We'll pull you in over there in a few moments. But good feed coming in from MTSU. They're telling us a lot of great things. You're going to have some more professors on here in a bit. It's kind of a big hoopla for them. A lot of tourists, if you will, have traveled down to that area. So they're putting on a big show. But we'll get into the meat of the production, if you will, here and show the eclipse and all that's going on with it.
Name it, the Department of Media Arts. All working very hard. Look up there. You got one all the way up on that scissor lift all the way there shooting this shot. Also, the Center for Educational Media in the College of Education. They stitched together the network of coast-to-coast stations that are picking up this broadcast live. I couldn't be more proud of them. Let's give it up for the Center for Educational Media at the College of Education. The Daily News Journal and the USA Today Tennessee Network helped us publicize this event. We deeply appreciate them. BER gave us these wonderful screens that everybody's taking advantage of. The one behind me, the one down on the stands here, Match Records I mentioned. And of course, our admissions department, you've got them situated right there. There's a blue tent, that Blue Raider tent right there. I'm pointing right at it. The MTSU admissions team, they can answer questions about this university. We'd love for you to stop by and get some folks and get some information about the university. Of course, Murfreesboro City School is already here, and I think it's time for us to start thinking about some science here. Everyone stand by for 1 second. We are 48 minutes, 15 seconds away from the totality. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring the real stars of the show up on stage here. They are the professors within the Department of Physics and Astronomy in the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. They are a fantastic team of folks that I'm really honored that are going to be joining me to really walk through the science of what we're about to see. We're going to introduce them individually here. Ladies and gentlemen, first up is the chair of the Department of Physics and Astronomy. He is the star of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ron Henderson. Let's give it up for Ron.
Hey, glad to be here.
There you go. You got your mic on. There's your seat. You might as well have a seat here. Ladies and gentlemen, also joining me, you may have seen a video that he did on safety eyewear, safety first, folks. Make sure you're following through on that. Another great professor in the Department of Physics and Astronomy, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chuck Higgins. Dr. Chuck Higgins, come on up to the stage. Good to see you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, also, you're going to be seeing this person on stage with me throughout the entire event. He's going to be my play-by-play analyst as we have the totality happen. Ladies and gentlemen, another great professor in the Department of Physics and Astronomy. I present to you Professor John Wallen. Here we go.
Such a nice shot.
Gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this audience coast to coast. And we look like we're about to go up on the International Space Station, don't we? Here, all wearing our NASA shirts, which we are a approved NASA viewing site.
I've never had a NASA patch before. I feel official.
Okay, so Ron, we're going to start this off. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we got a lot of people here. They're here for one thing. They want to see this eclipse. But what's the whole big deal about eclipse, Dr. Henderson? Why are people so interested in it? So let's talk through this. What's this phenomenon? Why is this a big deal?
Well, I think everyone out here has some kind of an interest in astronomy. It's something we can all do. We can all look up and see what's happening in the night sky. But it's not often that something happens for the first time in over 500 years. So if all these people that live in Murfreesboro, myself included, it's been over 500 years since there's been anything happening in the sky like what we see right now. So what's not to love?
Well, so Doc, walk me through this. What's a solar eclipse? Let's take it down to the basic common denominator. What are we seeing here?
All right. Right, for a total solar eclipse, we need three objects. We need the sun, we need the moon, we need the earth. And so there are two times that we can have eclipses happening. There's a lunar eclipse, and that's when the earth blocks light from reaching the sun. So yeah, look on this image, you see the sun on the left and the earth on the right. And all those other 8 dots, those are moons. So for a total solar eclipse, what we need is the moon to be between the sun and the earth. So it's in the new moon phase. So today, here on August 21st, the moon is in the new moon phase.
Right.
And it's in the right configuration for a solar eclipse.
So it's got to be the new moon phase. What's next?
All right, so you might think, in looking at this image, that we could have an eclipse every month.
But we don't, right?
We absolutely do not. And this picture is kind of misleading. It makes it look like everything's in a flat plane. So what I'd like to show you is, well, let's look at this configuration. You can see there's 2 shadows that the moon makes onto the earth. The big shadow we call the penumbra. And anybody that sees that, and that's the whole United States, all of North America, they'll see the partial phases. So lots of people can look up and see something close to what you're seeing right now. But you know where you are, where we are, that's the small shadow right in the center of that cone. And only the lucky people there get to see it get dark, and that's what we're looking forward to.
So that's what makes it unique. That's what's unique about a solar eclipse, right?
That's right. It's when the moon is actually blocking the light from the sun.
So I'm looking at this illustration here, and it's got a disclaimer that says that, note, this is not drawn to scale. Obviously, we've got 250,000 miles between us and the moon, right?
That's right.
So what's unique about a total solar eclipse, and how does this work? I mean, give us a sense, how can I demonstrate to this audience how this is going to work?
Okay, I'll tell you a good way to look at the scale of the moon and the sun and the earth is to have if I had a basketball,
Wait a second, so you need a basketball.
I need a basketball.
I think I know somebody that's got a basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Kermit Davis of the Blue Raider basketball team, our NCAA bracket busters. How about it, Coach?
Fantastic.
All right, Dr. Henderson. So
All right.
This guy is the Earth, right?
He is the Earth.
He is the Earth. So where does the Earth need to go?
Well, I tell you what, I need a moon.
You need a moon? Well, what
So
would represent a moon?
I need something like baseball size.
You need a baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, the coach of the Blue Raider baseball team, Jim McGuire. So, okay, Doc, you got the moon and you got the Earth. What's going to happen next?
We got the Earth. We got the moon. Now we get the separation right. So let's come over here together. All right, so we got the Earth, we got the moon. Now we need to put the moon in the right place. Where does it need to go? Let's go farther. No, farther. And farther. And farther.
Don't hurt him.
More.
We need Coach. Don't hurt him.
A little more. Let's see, let's get you that way. A little more. We're getting close. Close. So you can imagine how difficult it is for that little moon to block the light from hitting that Earth over there.
So the sun would be on the other side of Coach here, right?
The sun would be all the way over there to the Science Building. That's right.
And that little shadow's got to go all the way to hit Murfreesboro, Tennessee on that Earth, right?
Right there.
That's like one of the dots on that basketball,
exactly.
right?
That one on the left.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow. So how about that? Give it up for our coaches. They are the Earth and the moon here today. Good seeing you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. You did a great job. Thank you.
Good seeing you, Coach. I think both the coaches wanted an honorary doctorate in astronomy. Can we take care of that for them?
We can work on that.
Okay.
That's step one.
All right. Well, okay. So let's talk a little bit about this. Why in the world don't we have a total solar eclipse every month if all these things are in motion?
Oh, that's a great question. It ends up that the moon, when it goes around the Earth, it does not stay in what we call the ecliptic plane. It's not in the plane with the sun. Instead, it tilts at an angle. It orbits the Earth at an angle. So lots of times there's a new moon, but the moon is below the Earth, and so the shadow doesn't hit. And this animation that just went up gave us a good indication of that. And sometimes when it's a new moon, the moon is above the Earth, and the shadow doesn't hit. So it's only about once every 18 months that some place on Earth gets to experience a total solar eclipse.
If it happens every 18 months, why doesn't this happen all the time in Murfreesboro then?
Yeah, so you can get a feeling for how small the shadow is from that animation that we did and from the basketball and the baseball. So when there is a total solar eclipse, it hits a very, very small strip along the surface of the Earth. And if you took all the area of that strip, it's much, much less than even 1% of the Earth. So some places go as long as 1,500 years between eclipses. For us, it's about 500 years from the last one until the next one as well. But that small strip makes it that if you're going to see the totality, you got to live in it or you got to travel to it. I'm thinking some people around here may have traveled.
Yeah. How many people here traveled? Let's hear a round of applause. Welcome to Tennessee and welcome to the campus of Middle Tennessee State University.
Fantastic.
All right, we are 39 minutes, 44 seconds away from totality. Give it up, everybody, for Dr. Ron Henderson, Chair of the Department of Physics and Astronomy.
Thank you.
He's going off to do some science. Okay. Okay, now I'm being handed a handheld. Everybody hear me okay? All right, Chuck, Dr. Chuck Higgins. So let's talk about.
Well, Scott Sager here again. You can see right now, Rochester High School, got the auxiliary gym there where they're watching the live feed from RTC Channel 4. Some of the students were just in there. They've walked out to see it for themselves with their teacher. So we'll have some interviews coming up here in a few moments. Right now, we'll kick you back over to MTSU and all the great things happening down there.
Total solar eclipse. Otherwise, you will get partial eclipse. The rest of the United States, Canada, Central and South America will see a partial solar eclipse. Only those in the path of totality will see a total solar eclipse. And that's why you're here today.
Now, because the totality is happening here on this campus, and we've got a great world-class College of Basic and Applied Sciences. We've got our department here. So this is happening over in Tennessee right here on the illustration behind us.
You can see how close we are to the edge of the path of totality. So that shadow will cut across the state of Tennessee, and about 45 minutes from now, that path of totality will cross MTSU campus for 1 minute. So get ready.
So because we're in this unique spot, because we have this unique university, we can do some unique research here, right? I mean, we are partners not only with NASA as a viewing site, but also in conducting research of this phenomenon.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. I am working with NASA colleagues doing some science in radio astronomy. And the map that you see on screen shows you where we have radio telescopes set up around the country, and we are monitoring the radio waves that come from the sun and the Milky Way galaxy, and how it's going to affect our atmosphere, our ionosphere. So we are doing that today and conducting science, hopefully to be published very soon.
I know you're eager to get off the stage and go do that science, but this is another opportunity, Professor, for us to talk science safety. So everybody that has gotten, hopefully, their protective solar glasses from Turner Construction. So let's talk about this. When should I put them on? When should I keep them on? When can I take them off?
Okay, so we have to be safe to view the eclipse. Right now, we are in the partial phases, so it's in about an hour and a half. So until 1:29, you must wear your solar eclipse glasses to look at the sun. At 1:29, for 1 minute, you can take the glasses off and look at the sun. Then we have another hour and a half of partial phases to look at the partial eclipse with your glasses on.
So it's going to get darker, 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 dark. When it's dark, I can take off the eyewear and look at the dark disk of the moon over the sun.
Yes, it is safe to take your glasses off for 1 minute.
Well, there you see Rochester High School. See some of the kids in there right now watching the feed. You see the kids finally able to see themselves up on the screen a little bit. Hopefully we'll have some interviews coming up here in a few minutes. Let's take you back over to MTSU and their feed.
All right, that's from our colleagues at NASA. Let's give it up for them. They're up on the balcony over there watching all of us, and they're out in the crowd. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration. All right, so Professor, now that we've seen all this, let's just say I'm at a place where I can't get these glasses. I got to have these glasses. Talk me through, how do you see the eclipse, both if you have the glasses, we've talked about this, and maybe you don't have glasses.
So everybody has glasses, I hope.
Yeah?
So you can safely view the eclipse with your glasses. And I should mention that you should put your solar eclipse glasses in front of any eyeglasses that you're wearing. So the solar eclipse glasses come first before any glasses before your eyes, okay? So that's the safest way and the simplest way to view the eclipse. Safe solar eclipse glasses. Another great way to view the solar eclipse is you can go and look through one of the telescopes that we have out here. You can safely look through a telescope or binoculars that have the special solar filter on them. So we've got 3 telescopes set up here and 3 more over by the observatory and 2 pair of binoculars. So I encourage you to take a look through the telescope at some point. You can take a look after totality. You get the same view as before totality. So take your time and go over and look at that. Another great way to look at the solar eclipse is to make yourself a little pinhole camera. We have a hands-on activity tent over by the observatory. You can make a pinhole camera. You make a hole through a card and you project the image of the sun onto another card. That's a very safe way to view the sun, and it's also fun to do. Lastly, go find a tree. During the partial eclipse, go and look at the shadows underneath a tree. You will see hundreds of crescent-shaped suns because the trees themselves act like pinhole cameras. It's one of the most unique things you'll ever view. So at some point, before or after totality, go look under a tree and look at those beautiful crescent suns.
Professor, you really raised a good point. Those of you who got here early enough to get into the trees, you're going to have a very unique perspective on this, so make sure you're paying attention to it. A reminder that the professor mentioned the tents all surrounding this yard, staffed by our Department of Physics and Astronomy. Great activities. The pinhole camera making that the professor described, telescopes. You can really see a lot at those stations, and I hope you make your way to them, not only before the totality, but as the professor mentioned, after the totality, because you guys will be here until about 3 o'clock or so, until the total phenomenon passes, correct?
Yeah, yes, the eclipse lasts until 2:55 p.m., so we will be here with the binoculars and telescopes for you to come and view.
We're 31 minutes, 17 seconds away from totality. So, Professor, I gotta say, there's a lot of folks here. I'm watching people taking pictures with their cell phones. I see a lot of folks doing this. Can you use your cell phone to take a picture of the solar eclipse?
Okay, cell phones, listen up. Your cell phones will get damaged if you try to take a picture of the sun without a filter. Don't do it. Safely look at the eclipse with your eyes. Don't take pictures. Your pictures will not turn out very well because the sun is just too bright. Even during totality, it's safe to take a picture, but they are not going to turn out well. You need to have professional equipment to get a very good image. So what we are recommending, enjoy your surroundings, take pictures of your friends, but during totality, put your phones away and enjoy this most unique view that you'll ever experience in your life. So be safe. Do not take pictures of the sun.
It's not only safety for you, it's safety for your phone, because your phone will just go kerplooey, right?
That's right. You will burn up the electronics in your phone.
All right, so I think, Professor, you wanted to give one more reminder about glasses safety, right?
Yes, last reminder about glasses. Well, before I do that, just remember to be personally safe. Okay, it's hot out there. Make sure you're hydrating. Go into the buildings if you cool off in the building.
Well, Scott Sager here, RTC TV4. You can see right there we've got Rochester High School Gymnasium. A lot of the kids inside watching our footage coming from Middle Tennessee State University. And a lot of the kids are walking outside, working with some science classes, and then kind of coming back. So we've got Tim Wagner out in the field. You can see Tim trying to get the kids excited there.
We'll pop on the TV in a minute. Oh, we're popping. You were going to be on. I'm out here with a bunch of sun lovers at the Rochester High School gym. All right, so is this the end of the world?
Yeah. Yes.
You heard it here. So
We are to fight the Fire Nation.
okay. All right. All right. Good deal. All right. Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, right on. International, at least locally. So let's make some noise for the sun. What? What was that? Somebody actually made. That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'm not burping on live TV. I am not.
For the sun. So they're having some fun. They're at Rochester High School with Tim Wagner, trying to have some fun with the kids there. We'll kick it back over to the MTSU feed and see what's happening with the Eclipse. We're about 27 minutes away from totality as the Eclipse goes over Middle Tennessee.
Well, it's going to get dark. And you start noticing things are getting a little bit darker right now. It's starting to get a little bit dimmer than it was.
It is
Bright
getting
sunlight. It actually, you can kind of see it out there right now. So things are starting to change already, but it's going to get a lot darker. It's going to get somewhere around 50,000 times darker. So it's going to be as dark as night when we get into totality.
But at some point when the moon starts to overtake.
Right, so let's talk about that. So when we start getting to the very end, the last thing we're going to see of the sun is this little tiny sliver, which is called the diamond ring. So the diamond ring is actually the last little bit of the sun, the bright part of the sun that we're going to see. A few seconds after that, the moon's going to cover up the visible surface of the sun, and we're not going to see that part anymore. We'll just see the outer atmosphere. So the diamond ring effect's the first thing, and then this thing called the corona is going to come out.
And that's what's surrounding the moon and the sun now.
This is actually the outer atmosphere of the sun. It's actually really dim compared to the surface of the sun. A lot hotter, but a lot thinner gas. So what you end up seeing is just a very faint kind of thing. And it's going to look like a hole in the sky that has glowing gas around it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow. This is
really cool.
This is going to be awesome, folks. In 25 minutes, 49 seconds, you are going to see what's on the screen, which is pretty awesome. So obviously, Professor, when it starts to get dark,
right,
the stars are going to come out.
Exactly.
And what will I be seeing? What will the nighttime sky be here during the totality? What will I see?
So what we're going to see, the brightest thing is just the outer atmosphere of the sun with the moon blocking it. So the moon's going to be the dark hole. The things around it is going to be the outer atmosphere of the sun. But right next to it and kind of to the upper left, you're going to see a star right next to the sun. It's a star Regulus. It's in the constellation of Leo. And then you're going to also see a couple planets. Probably in about 10 or 15 minutes, planet Venus should be coming out maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. And that's going to be kind of to the right of, to the left of the sun, we're going to see a bright planet Jupiter. And we'll probably see Procyon and Ceres as well. So the diagram on the screen is a pretty good overview about what we should be able to see. But before that, we're going to start seeing some shadows coming through too.
Shadows.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 different types of shadows. We're going to see a shadow in the sky caused by the moon, showing its shadow on the Earth. And you're going to see the shadow coming over MTSU at 1,600 miles an hour.
1,600 miles an hour, the shadow will sweep across us.
If you don't blink, you might see it coming across campus. So it'll be in the sky and on the ground. It's going to travel really fast. And then about 10 seconds before that shadow arrives, we're going to see some weird other things with the light. Because just as a diamond ring is starting to take place, just before it really becomes a diamond ring, only a tiny fraction of the sun's visible. So you'll see your shadows are going to start changing. The shadows that you're projecting, your shadow on the ground, is going to get really, really sharp. And you'll also maybe see something called shadow bands, which is kind of dancing light kind of on the ground. It's kind of hard to describe, but when you see some weird light kind of falling off the buildings and off the ground, that's what the shadow bands
That's
are.
what's
It's kind of
going to
dancing,
be.
yeah.
That's what it's going to be. Let's go back to the nighttime sky we're going to see.
Right.
Probably the brightest thing we're going to see, and a lot of folks confuse it with a star, is actually a planet, right?
It is, exactly. So Venus is going to be the second brightest thing in the sky next to the sun at that time.
Wow. So
yeah.
the first thing I'll probably see will be the planet Venus.
First thing you're going to see is Venus. It probably will be visible, maybe 10 minutes before totality.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then another planet will be visible too. You mentioned Jupiter, right?
Jupiter is the other one. Jupiter is also extremely bright. A little bit dimmer than Venus, but still is going to be easy to see to the left of the sun.
Wow. Wow. Well, okay. Let's go back to cell phones here, because I'm afraid that not everyone's paying attention to my warning about taking pictures.
Right.
Let's just say I'm going, listen, I know these professors are smart and all, but I've got a great cell phone, and I'm still going to try to take some pictures.
Right.
What's the number one thing I need to make sure if I'm going to take pictures, what should I do?
So first of all, everybody get out your phones, turn your flash off.
During the totality, turned it. So, these are your rules.
My rules. Yeah, 3 simple rules. No flash photography. No flash photography. Got it? And no flash photography, seriously. The worst thing in the world you could do is have a flash of bright light. Imagine going to the next Star Wars movie in December. You get to the big scene, the whatever Death Star's about ready to blow up. The person in front of you turns on their cell phone and takes a selfie right in front of you. That's what you'll be doing if you have your cell phones on with the flash. So please, please turn your flashes off right now. You won't need them for anything after now. Turn off your flashes now.
That's okay. So no flash photography, no flash photography, no flash photography. Chuck mentioned also just really there's a danger to your equipment when the sun is out.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you were to point your camera towards the sun, it could really fry that electronics.
It could
right?
actually hurt the electronics. It could burn in your sensor and really hurt it. But I mean, if you want to try some video, the thing you might try is doing video. If you want to do that, just get the video. But try to see the things around you. It's going to be much better than the video comes out with. We have this entire professional production team that's recording this, and they're going to do a great job. So all the astronomers here are trying to avoid taking pictures during totality because we want to experience it. We want to see this ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are live on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University for the Great Tennessee Eclipse. My name is Andrew Ottman. I have with me Professor John Wallen from the Department of Physics and Astronomy in the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. For our television audience coast to coast just joining us or continuing with this broadcast, welcome, and we're glad to have you here. Also welcome to our folks joining us on Facebook Live and on our website, mtsu.edu/eclipse. All the scientists here that are here participating in this great event, we appreciate this. John and I are going to be the play-by-play analysts. I see out in the crowd another play-by-play analyst, and I'm going to have him wander his way to the mic booth, and maybe I can get the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters, to join me up on stage, and we'll talk a little bit, and maybe we'll have some fun. So I'm going to shout out here to our booth in the Department of Media Arts, College of Media
and entertainment. Let's go to our NASA feed and let's see where we are in the eclipse right now. So while we're getting that up, John, obviously the totality is beginning in Salem, Oregon, traveling in a diagonal fashion across the continental United States. Now we are in Oregon still, and looks like we're getting closer and closer. As I understand, this is the first station on the NASA network where the totality will begin.
Right, exactly. Actually, they're out of totality already. So this is the sun going away from the moon right now for them. So our sun's coming in, their sun's going out. So we got 19 minutes and 39 seconds for totality. 19
minutes, 39 seconds. We also have on the grounds here at the Middle Tennessee State University, the Physics and Astronomy Department have their own observatory. Let's switch to the live feed of it now.
Looking good.
No, it's coming up in just a second.
That's Oregon, I'm sorry. Not looking as good as ours.
Well, I tell you what, they're pulling up that feed right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to give a nice round of applause to a great fan of this university, alumnus of this university, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters. Chip!
Thanks a lot, Andrew. How's everybody doing today? You having a great time? All right. One thing that our folks from Physics and Astronomy, I want to give them a plug. If you haven't done this before, the Friday night star parties, they are outstanding. Dr. Clumpy, I've been to his several times. Would you mind telling folks about that? Because I think it's one of the really cool nuggets on this campus.
So, yeah, the first Friday of every month during the fall semester and spring semester, we have a star party. If you go to mtsu.edu/physics or mtsu.edu/observatory, you can see the schedule. It's not up yet for the fall, but we have a talk every month, and we also public talk. Everybody's welcome. We also go out to the telescopes and look at the night sky. So it's a great chance to actually come out and learn something about the stars, and also about astronomy.
And they do it. They do a great job of putting everyday life into physics and astronomy. And if folks hadn't gone, you need to do that. It's terrific.
Thanks so much.
I've been told my wireless mic is working now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, all right. Well, fantastic. Chip, you've seen a lot of good shows here. What about this crowd?
I go back to a lot of things on this campus, and this is an outstanding crowd here in the middle of campus on a Monday afternoon.
Right.
I can't imagine a bigger crowd on this campus ever on a Monday afternoon.
I tell you
so
what.
give yourself a round of applause for
everybody
that.
give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, we talk about exceeding expectations. This has been a fantastic turnout and a great day.
It really has, and I've heard everybody on the stage talk about it. This is something that all of us are here for a purpose, and that is to see something that we have never seen before and something we will never see again in our lifetime.
Actually, John, everybody, John Wallen, ladies and gentlemen. John, one of the things we said when we were talking about this event and it was coming up, you were talking about you became an astronomer because of this, right?
Pretty much. When I was, 17 years old, and I was in high school, my high school astronomy club and my high school astronomy class went about 400 miles to see an eclipse in Canada, 1979, February 26th. And it was the most spectacular thing I've ever seen, and it was certainly one of the big factors in me becoming an astronomer. It was February 26th in Winnipeg, so it was a little cold. Started out at 15 below, and then the sun went away, so it got kind of cold, but it was a fantastic event.
Yeah.
And I've been looking forward to this for 38 years.
38 years.
I knew that the next one coming up in the United States was 2017, and I thought that was a long way in the future, and here we are.
That's right. I think all of us have done some sort of, homework and studying up on total solar eclipses. And one of the things that popped up on social media over the past week or so was Walter Cronkite's story of the last one, and talked about 2017 like it was way into the future.
It was. I don't know what happened.
Now, I heard you a moment ago. We're at about the point, I think, where we're going to start seeing some shadows, correct?
So we have a few more minutes. I'm just looking at the countdown here. We have about 15 minutes.
Well, Scott Sager here with you, RTC TV4. We're in our studio today. We've got a live feed coming in from MTSU, as well as a live feed from the high school. High school's been kind of quiet. Some of the kids stayed inside to watch our feed there, but a lot of them have gone out with their science classes. And hopefully some more classes coming through in a few moments. Definitely had some folks out back gathered around RTC, taking a look with the special glasses. It's quite the scene. I would recommend you take an opportunity to do so, but make sure you do have certified glasses. We don't want anybody to have any problems with their sight after this. But we're going to send it back over to MTSU, kind of wrap out the next 15, 20 minutes there, and see what it looks like in totality in a solar eclipse.
Start picking up.
So exactly. So in the next 5 minutes, you can see stuff. The last 30 seconds are spectacular.
The last 30 seconds.
Last 30 seconds before totality. It's like turning the lights off.
Exactly what you're going to see in those last 30 seconds.
Yeah. So the last 30 seconds, lots going to go on. So one of the things you're going to start seeing, it's already going to be pretty dark. So you should see the planet Venus out. But if with your goggles on, with your Eclipse glasses on, you're going to be able to see Bailey's beads, and you're going to be able to see the diamond ring. You're going to see the sun finally disappearing. If you don't have those, if you look around, you'll also see the shadow coming from overhead and along the ground. Just before that, really about 20 seconds before, you're going to start also seeing the shadows are going to start changing. The shadows, your shadow that you cast on the ground is going to be sharper than you've ever seen it. And you're also going to see some shadow bands about 20 seconds before, which is hard to describe. It's wiggling lines kind of working their way across the landscape.
Wow.
So it's starting to get darker now, but just wait. Lights are going out.
That's the technical term for the shadow snakes that we've heard about.
Shadow snakes, exactly. The little snaky things you see. Yep, exactly.
Bands.
Shadow bands, shadow snakes.
Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you about real quick, if I have a moment, Andrew, is we're talking about the real science of this today. It's amazing as you look back at some of the history of when eclipses have occurred hundreds of years ago, and some of the myths and legends and how it scared people at the time. And it's amazing how we have come, thanks 100% in part to astronomy and science.
It actually took a long time to figure out how to predict this accurately, but we're really good. We get it down to the less than a second kind of level, and down to the mile. I mean, if you're in Christiana, you're not getting it. If you're here, you are. It's amazingly accurate. But yeah, historically, these have been huge events. The thing you're going to see on campus is when totality comes, it's going to get noisy. It's going to get loud.
It's going to get loud. It's already getting loud here.
It's already loud here.
Everybody's getting louder and louder here. This is pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah, just wait?
Just wait. It's going to get crazy.
Yeah, wow.
They say animals go crazy in eclipse.
Wow.
That's nothing compared to humans.
Wow. Well, everybody, hello. If you're just joining us on our television network from coast to coast, my name is Andrew Oppman. I'm joined by Professor John Wallens and the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters, who's taking a photo for social media now.
Yeah, everybody wave. I need you on a selfie.
Welcome to this live broadcast from the campus of the Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, brought to you by the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, under the direction and leadership of President Sidney A. McPhee and Provost Mark Burns, and the Dean of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, Dr. Robert Fisher. We are proud to welcome you to this ever dimmer audience from a light standpoint, but brighter because they've been through this great lecture. They know what they're about to see. We are 11 minutes, 44 seconds away from totality. So, John, let's talk again. What's the first thing I need to watch for when it starts to get dark?
First thing you're going to look for in about just a couple minutes, we should start seeing Venus out. And it should be somewhere up in the sky. I'm just kind of keeping an eye out to see if I see it yet. Venus is going to be the first thing that's appearing. But then, like I said, the last 30 seconds, things start moving really fast.
Very fast.
You can look in the sky, you can see the shadow coming across. You can look at the ground, see the shadow coming across. With your goggles, you can see the Bailey's beads. You can also see the diamond ring effect with your glasses. You'll also see the shadow snake. So 5 things happening almost at the same time.
What about the star field? How will it compare to a very dark night?
So it's not gonna be kind of more like a full moon, I guess is what I'd say. It's gonna be about the brightness of a full moon. One of the things we've done is we've turned off all the lights on campus in this area. So it's gonna be darker than normal on campus. So it's gonna get really...
So, folks, we're still here live, RTC TV4. Scott Sager down in the studios. I just took a moment to go outside, And I'll tell you, if you're watching live right now, seriously, take a couple of minutes, run outside, and look at the shadows being cast through the trees. You'll have little crescents of the eclipse all over the place. It is one of the neatest things I've ever seen. Glad I got out of the studio for a moment to go up and do that, but I would encourage you to do that. It's the only time you'll ever hear me encourage you to walk away from your Channel 4. But pop outside for just a minute, take a look at that. Pretty neat. We see the totalities coming. We're about 10 minutes away from that down in Murfreesboro, so we'll take a look at that as they feed in and go from there. We want to thank you for joining us today, RTC TV. Happy to provide this special coverage for you. We'll turn it back over to MTSU.
Our MTSU observatory feeds. A lot of fun stuff ahead. We're getting excited up here, 9 minutes, 45 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to go into what I call our standard play-by-play. I'd like to thank Chip Walters, the voice of the Blue Raiders, for joining us up here on stage and giving me a little vocal relief here.
Absolutely, it's an honor. And boy, isn't it great to be alive and be in Middle Tennessee today?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chip. Okay, John.
I got to take a look with my own eyes here.
You go take a look with your own glasses.
I trust this whole thing.
I'm going to talk us through this. For those on our television network, hello. You know, we're really excited here. We're you know, my buddy and commentator friend here, John, and we just got a little bit darker here because we're actually taking our screens to dark phase now. We are only going to be showing just the countdown. And right now, John, 8 minutes, 46 seconds.
8 minutes, 46 seconds.
We'll be turning off the screens and even this countdown clock when we get about a minute and a half away. So, you know, at some point, John, they're going to want us to stop talking. In about a minute and a half, we will.
Right.
I mean, when we're a minute and a half away from totality, this is really a spiritual experience, right?
It is awesome. It is awesome. And I mean, it's a multi-sensory experience. So one of the things people are probably noticing is they're not as hot as they were just a little while ago.
It's getting cooler right now.
You feel the temperature dropping, right? I actually don't.
Oh, I do not know what the current temperature is, but I'm going to ask the booth if they could give me the current temperature. One of our Reeves Rogers Elementary School teachers wanted to know the current temperature because. And then they would also like the temperature in totality.
Excellent.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Science
we'd
going
love
on.
it if you could do that for us. So, John, obviously, 500 years since the last time Murfreesboro's had this. 500 years until the next one.
Exactly.
We're all witness right now to a very special moment in history and astronomy, right?
It's a great thing. An eclipse going all the way across the United States and hitting our university. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to actually be here. And this event is fantastic. We were talking about this for a long time, and in the department we thought about 6 or 8 months ago, we're thinking, hey, you know, there's going to be an eclipse. We should get some telescopes out. We never knew.
Well, not only did you get some telescopes, we just let about 10,000 of your best friends come watch it with you, John.
Exactly.
When John told me that this was his Super Bowl and his Olympics,
this is awesome.
I got a lump in my throat, and here it is right now. You know, I'm not going to look up because I've been talking safety all day. I'm going to put on my glasses.
Excellent. We're at like 90%. We're probably over 90% right now.
Oh, wow. 90. So you think we're at 90%?
Yeah, we are.
90%. We're at 6 minutes, 36 seconds away from totality.
You start noticing your shadows are getting a little bit sharper. Light's definitely getting dimmer as we're going through this. So one little safety note that I'm going to say is when we get into totality, don't move around because you're going to walk over somebody. Your eyes are not going to be fully adjusted. So stay put during totality. Don't move around. But, you know, you're going to get a good view. Just kind of be careful because it's going to get really dark really fast.
You know, John, we were talking about safety first. My director of the booth saw me with these glasses, saw me coming towards the edge, and I think I need to have some on-the-ground safety as well as up there.
Yeah, don't fall off the stage. That would be really embarrassing.
So, John, let's step out a little bit in the remaining sunlight for our viewing audience. Please be careful. Don't go across that white line. Or we'll be much more entertaining to our audience than we hoped we would be.
National coverage.
It is so neat to see so many here from Murfreesboro City.
Well, Scott Sager here with you, RTC TV4. Now, I need to tell you all that the 5-minute, 40-second countdown that you're seeing is actually coming from Murfreesboro. So we're at totality now here in Fulton County, Indiana. If you have the opportunity with your sunglasses, go out and take a look. We've been out. We've seen some of the trees and some of the shadow casts there, and had some employees remarking that you could see the frizzies in their hair on their shadow for the first time. And so you are seeing exceptionally clear shadows right now. And again, be sure, folks, I can't emphasize this enough, that if you don't have safety glasses, use another method to view this eclipse, whether it be a pinhole, whether it be just looking at the shadows from the trees. Please do not look up at those lights, or at the light with a capital L. So we'll kick it back over to Murfreesboro. We are in totality here in Fulton County, Indiana, for about 80-some%.
Here, folks, but you just can't miss this. This is such an amazing thing. We are 4 minutes 25 seconds away. For those of you joining us now live on our television network, Coast to Coast, I'm Andrew Ottman with Professor John Wallens. We are broadcasting from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. You are now at the Great Tennessee Eclipse. We are at 4 minutes till totality. And John, looks like we're at about 90% darkness here, right?
95.
95,
at least.
95. If you use your protective solar glasses, did you look up at the sun, which I hope you're doing? With your protective solar glasses, you'll see that disk is almost covering the entire surface of the sun from our standpoint. Yeah?
Awesome.
You know, John, you can't hold back your feelings here. You got to have to talk to us here.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Everybody on their feet here seeing, I don't know if the Department of Media Arts truck could show the crowd view to our audience at home. Can see all 10,000 folks here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University looking up at the sky with their protective solar gear on. We are keeping it safe here with 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go till totality.
Okay, smile, everybody.
Hey, did we ever get a temperature from the booth?
Light's getting a little weird now.
2 minutes, 50 seconds.
Look at your shadows. Shadows are getting sharper. Light's getting a little weird. It's starting to dim out.
John, they're going to take the countdown clock off at 1 minute.
Excellent.
Oh, no, I've been told we are going to go totally dark on the screens. So we went dark at 2 minutes, 30 seconds till totality. Folks, you're going to have to gauge it for yourself as we get closer and closer.
Yeah.
What?
Well, as you can see, we're moments away from the live view from middle of Tennessee. 100% eclipse. Moments away. Just a sliver left. Pull off our lower third so you can see the rest of it. We'll kick you back over to Murfreesboro for their audio.
On. Keep your glasses on. Bailey's Beats.
Glasses off. If you want, you can have your glasses off. Ladies and gentlemen.
And there it is.
We have a total eclipse of the sun.
A total eclipse of the sun. Last time in my lifetime we'll be able to see this. Great camera work by the folks at Media Arts down there at Middle Tennessee State. Also working in conjunction with NASA. You can see the corona there. You're not hearing a lot of MTSU right now. I think all of the physicists and scientists down there are just in awe. Beautiful hues, some pinks coming across, and they're all provided filters. I heard there's a big sale on solar eclipse sunglasses on Amazon tomorrow.
If you're going to continue looking at the sun, glasses
You might
on.
save your money for the next
Here
one.
it comes back.
You see the screens are dark. They've still got their heavy filters on down there as the sun begins to peer out from the other side, showing some of the scenes here from around campus. You see the darkness. And here it's starting to come back on the other side as the move moves across.
And the lights start to return back to the campus of Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
See the shadow.
I'm Andrew Oppman. I'm joined on stage here with Professor John Wallen. John, wow, right?
That was fun.
Yeah?
That was fun.
How many years you been waiting for this?
38 years.
So as we are slowly returning back from the darkness to the light, let's walk through what we saw, and then we are going to be preparing a replay, and we're going to be showing on the screens so everybody can see it one more time. John, but let's just talk about, before you start talking about the science, talk about the emotion. I mean,
this is awesome.
We did a little high five in there, right?
I mean, there's lots of places to experience this, but being on here with this crowd is awesome. It is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, and everybody, this is really incredible
awesome.
to be here and share it with all of you here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. So, all right, so now we're in the slow march of the sun elsewhere, correct?
Exactly. So totality is going to be totality a little bit further down range. So moving into North Carolina or South Carolina right now, it's going across the rest of Tennessee.
That's
and
right.
It's totality is just a nice sequence across the United States right now.
That's right. Our folks in the truck are going to be showing some NASA feed when we come back on our screens in just a minute. As a matter of fact, we're fairly close to being able to do that if the folks in the truck want to do that and restore our brightness to the screen.
Look at how sharp the shadow
I
is.
see you,
really
Professor.
sharp.
You're sticking your hand out just to.
Just look at the shadow. Yeah, it's
look
really
at the
sharp.
shadow, right?
Yeah, much sharper than normal. A little tiny sliver of a sun.
Wow, yeah, and I see the school kids in front of me doing the same thing. It's really awesome. So
you see the lighted horizon around? Did you see the light around the horizon during that totality?
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, I was so captivated by the corona. To be honest with you, I mean, you know, there's so many things in my mind I was going to spend that 64 seconds doing, and I spent myself mostly just gazing up at the corona.
It's hard to take your eyes away.
It is hard to take your eyes off it. It's just been fantastic here. So, you know, I'm going to rely on my folks in the truck to tell me when we've got screens. Fantastic. I've been told now we're going to be showing the replay of what we saw in the sky, and they're going to let me know when it's ready.
Nice. Really nice. Oh.
So this is, folks, if you want to take a picture of this, this is from the Department of Media Arts, right from their truck, the College of Media Entertainment. I'm going to move out of the way because I have a lot of folks that want to capture this. If you want to take a cell phone picture of the total eclipse, go to one of these screens.
It's a great chance right now.
So, John, let's talk through the science here where we got everybody's attention. The hot atmospheric gases surrounding the sun, the corona. Obviously, oh, look, you see, there's a diamond ring, right?
Yeah, nice. So just before that, if they didn't do a replay, you can see that the bottom of the sun was a little bit redder That's actually the lower atmosphere of the Earth, of the sun. So
wow.
The outer part, the white stuff on the top, is actually the outer atmosphere. Corona versus chromosphere.
John, we're going to loop this a couple of times.
Excellent.
But this is really a neat capture here, right? That is the diamond ring effect you were talking about, right?
Exactly.
And I'm seeing a variety of colors here. I'm seeing orange and bright white, and also seeing some reddish hues as well.
The reddish hues, especially on the bottom, that's again chromosphere. The corona was extending all the way around it. I got a short glimpse with my binoculars. I got the really nice corona today.
Okay, now we have feed live right now from the MTSU Observatory. Let's go ahead and switch to that if we can with our folks in the Department of Media Arts truck. So we'll see what the sun looks like right now. Okay.
Nice.
So this is live, Professor. This is Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the campus of MTSU, what we're seeing right now.
So I guess we are successful in driving the moon off. It looks like it's going the right direction.
So right now we're at about, I would say this is about an 80% of the eclipse right now.
Probably even 90. We're probably still at 90%.
In the 90s.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to. Can we go to a NASA feed, please?
Really nice image. This is actually the final diamond ring. That's just a great
All
image.
right. So, we're seeing some cloud cover in the
Notice that we were in the clear part.
Well, and I said I wanted to get a NASA feed. They really took me seriously. I am way higher than I wanted to be. All right. Well, let's go back. I'm going to leave it to the truck to put up what they've got, and we'll talk about it. All right. This is live, Professor.
Yeah, so this is possibly Nashville. I'm not really sure.
This is after totality.
Yeah, after totality, exactly. So the moon's kind of receding away.
So as I understand, this is from our truck from the Department of Media Arts and College of Media and Entertainment. This is live, real time here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Professor John Wallen and I are saying goodbye to Murfreesboro City Schools and the folks from Reeve Rogers Elementary, and I know there have been others here too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Murfreesboro City Schools. Now, Professor, as I understand, they're gonna start it up when it's ready. We have video of the shadow.
Oh,
you challenged our crew.
I did.
Saying, I don't think we can grab the shadow, and I understand. You know, they keep on teasing me. In my ear, they keep on saying it's ready. And then when I start to introduce it, they kind of say, no, Andrew,
they're
it's
just
not
teasing.
ready.
They're teasing.
So I'm just going to keep on blabbering on about what I have right here, which is the live feed from MTSU's observatory.
Right, so yeah, we're probably getting to about just below 8.
Well, Scott Sager with you here, RTC TV4. We're in the last 10 minutes of our broadcast here of the solar eclipse. We'll keep it with MTSU until the end, and we want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll be on the air until 2:45 today, and then if you want to see the video later, you'll be able to go online to do so. But we want to thank you for viewing. We'll kick it back over to MTSU.
We are now, Professor, let's give some space here. We have a video of the darkening effect across our campus, and let's show it. Here it is. Lots of anticipation here, Professor. Well, it's dark, all right. All right, well, the studio audience can probably see this, the television audience can see this a little bit better. But if you notice on the horizon there, Professor, it looks like there's a dawn happening there. And I assume that's the you see how that light's coming up there?
Right.
That's almost like where the sun is shining outside the totality,
It
correct?
is, exactly. It's the area where the shadow is not. So suddenly things get much brighter.
And look at that.
Look at that.
You see? Look at that. It's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. How cool is that? Wow.
Nice.
Well, I got to tell you, here we are live back on the MTSU Observatory feed. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are so happy that you're here. We're so happy that you've been a part of this live broadcast from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Professor John Wallen and I and the entire Department of Physics and Astronomy here at the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. It's been an honor working with these guys as they prepared for this fantastic solar event. I've learned so much. I hope you've learned a lot. Let's give it up for John and his crew with the Department of Physics and Astronomy.
And all the volunteers. I mean, wow. We couldn't have done that. The faculty couldn't have done it without the students and the helpers. No way.
All right, well, then I also want to make sure that I'm tossing out to our great sponsor. Our presenting sponsor, Turner Construction, provided the protective glasses, which are a fantastic souvenir. We also have some recycle bins if you want to put them in, but we do hope you also, if it means something to you as it means to me, I hope you take it home with you to remember this fantastic day. VER provided these wonderful screens that we've deployed throughout the yard. Match Records provided the entertainment before we started this grand countdown to totality. I also want to do a shout out to the Center for Educational Media and the College of Education, which stitched together this fantastic network. And then I also wanted to give another thank you to the Department of Media Arts and the College of Media Entertainment, a fantastic student-run crew in the Mobile Production Lab, which provided all of this live feed going coast to coast. Ladies and gentlemen, they just produced a live television broadcast across the United States, MTSU students. How about that, John?
Awesome.
You know,
it's such a great team.
It's been a great honor to be here. We've got tents here till 3 o'clock, and I hope you do ask an astronomer and find out more about this. On behalf of the entire crew of Out of the Blue, I'm Andrew Ottman. Thank you for being on the campus with us, and I hope you will always remain true blue.
Woo! Nice.
Well, that's going to do it for us here on RTC TV4. We want to thank you for tuning in today. We want to thank all of our partners, Rochester High School, Tippecanoe Valley Middle School, all of the folks out on the field. We've got Brant Gerald over at Tippecanoe Valley today. Tim Wagner was at Rochester High School. I want to thank J.C. Utter for all of his help and what he did today. So we'll leave it at that. And thank you again for tuning in to RTC TV4.